going to be good, what is going to be a most questionable rap, which is probably going to be more like a poem since there's no beat for me to go over. But here we go. Alright, in this final affirmative rebuttal, about to show you why the neg's got a scuttle, why the AF logic is superior, why the neg logic is inferior. First, we're going to start with their voting issues. Going to show you why the neg needs tissues. You might ask why. I'm telling you, they about to cry when they hear these facts and logic coming down because I'm a hog it. Gonna hog all the brains and the IQ because y'all know that's what Brown Murrah do. Anyway, he talked about we cover abuse. Now here I think Neg's got a screw loose. My response is no pressure now. And you might ask, well, how? Let's go ahead and look at the status quo, because y'all know it's being an absolute hoe. Quite frankly, they do nothing. He just leaves us all brutting. He says we're covering up the problem, but the fact is the status quo is bombing. There are all of these problems, but y'all know the EU is logging, because they're doing absolutely nothing, and that's why we're saying migrants are suffering. So let's go ahead and move on to his next points, and we're gonna, logically punch him in the groin, but not really. We can move from that. He said we're gonna torture the peeps. Spots, y'all know they can yeet. We talked about how they're not compelled, how they don't have to be in a living hell. That is, we don't have the music in all areas, just in a few, like with hysteria. They can go to the bathroom and be in privates. In this way, they won't be wildin'. Further, it's not on repeat. He talked about how Rick asked Lee about the skeet, because it's going to be on 6 hours a day. That's false. Only twice is it going to play in a given 6-hour period, because I'll know that I'm just delirious listening to this low IQ stuff, but y'all know the intellect is buff. Anyway, further, it's not going to be that loud. 79 decibels might be bad. How? Because it kills your eardrums. But here's why the AF playing is fun. Our music isn't going to be that loud, and that's why we're proud. That's why we're proud to affirm. Show you how the neg position crashes and burns through one key AF voting issue that's going to send AF off to Mogadishu. It's a country in India, by the way, so just don't say I'm dumb today. The point is you're going to have bad drinking water, and you probably won't be able to go with your father. So you're going to be without your dad or your mommy. It's going to suck because, y'all do be bombing with these crappy ARGs, but we can go ahead and move on from that because those voting issues were retards. So we get into the AF point, being that migrants are suffering, certainly suffering, more than my Wi-Fi is buffering. It's been on for 2 hours, off for 30 minutes. It's a hard life, but you know I'm gonna win it. Further, we talked about how we're hurting their health. Next says just leave that for someone else. Someone else can deal with this stuff. That's false. You know what? People are committing suicide. You're going to sit here and ask why. These camps are crowded, and everything do be something that rhymes with crowded. Point is, it sucks in the camps. I asked Logan about this in CX. He said, yeah, man. That's why we need to do something about it. And that's why we're here, and we're prouder. And the neg team advocating for the S quo, because I know that's definitely not the way to go. The fact is, we're never going to give you up. We ain't going to leave the migrants in the muck. They don't have to sit there all day wondering what they're going to do when they go to Chick-fil-A. When you go to Chick-fil-A, you hear that good music, and you might lose it, but in a good way, because it brings up your mental health, and that's amazing, bae. Further, we're never going to let you down. All you got to do is vote AF to bring the speakers to town. Thanks.